Okay, this is my record for the Scholarship in Action conference, where I did a presentation about these. They're called FlipCams. They make video films, video clips. See, I'm showing my age. And all you do is you press them to turn them on, like that. And then you hold them up, and then you'll see that it's got a red button there, okay? And what you do is you press it, and it's recording. I'm now making a film of the film, making a film of me. And then you press the red button again to finish it, and potentially you have a teaching material. Presentation, Freya very kindly agreed to film me. She'd never used the camera before, and Lynn Jones very kindly agreed to be a student. I'd like to now.
I'd be grateful if you'd tell me whether or not you've ever used a FlipCam before.
No.
Never. Okay. I have turned this single FlipCam on using this red button. I am now turning this round and showing Freya the red button. Okay?
Yep.
If I hand this to you and ask you just to look through it and to record what's going to happen in front and press the red button when we get to the end of the thing, I'll indicate what that is. So I'm now handing Freya this. Freya, you can now just focus on me for a moment. For the purposes of this demonstration, I'd like you to think of this as if this were an activity that you might want some of your students, maybe not the first time, but second or third time, to refresh their memory about how they're doing it. What we're going to do is actually a little instructional video about how to make a rather classy paper aeroplane. But it could be taking blood pressure. It could be picking up a book and working out how you do a Harvard entry from the physical thing of a book, actually looking at the pages, discussing what it is you're doing. It could be any one of a range of a number of things. So you have a sheet of A4 paper, perfectly ordinary, and you take your glasses off so you can see what you're doing. You turn it like that, okay, and then you open it out again, and then you do the opposite that way, okay, like that, and then you open it out again, and then you turn the paper over, and you fold it backwards, lining up the creases very accurately, like that. Hello, do come in, Steve. And then you open it up again, and you take the folds and you fold it like that. Okay, terribly close to it being there. And then you fold, sorry, I'll do that again so that you can see. You lift up one of the corners and you point it towards the top there. You then lift up the other corner and you point that towards the top. Now this is the bit that would be difficult to represent in a drawing. You fold that point to the center crease and this point here to the center crease, like that. See? And then you unfold them again, and then you point that one to the center crease that way, that one to the center crease that way, and fold it like that, and then you fold the two so that they're upright points, like that, push them to the top, turn the whole thing over, fold it down like that, fold it in half, and then, because this is quite a classy paper aircraft, you fold in some lines, some folds that actually help stabilize the thing. Bear with me for a moment. There we go. Like that, and like that. And then we just do some, again, stabilizing folds of this kind. Lynn, is this making sense to you?
I hope you're not going to ask me to do it from memory.
I'm not, but fortunately, because Freya is recording this, you could refresh your memory at a moment's notice. And now, this is slightly too long. If this were a very classy aircraft, I'd go and get some scissors, but I'm going to do the handcraft thing here, just there, like that. We're going to add some aileron, the French term from early aeronautic days. I won't do the stabilizers this time. Okay, and then you open that out a bit, like that, and like that. Freya, get ready for a long shot movement, okay? We have now made this, the classy Rupert Bear annual paper aeroplane from 1958, when I was 4, and, oh, there we go. Okay, now if you press the button now.
As soon as you've finished making your film, you can do that. and that USB plug comes out. You can put that straight into your computer, and because these are AVI files, they're very easy to work with. Now, there are some issues associated with the use of this technology. I was grateful to people in the audience yesterday who pointed out that sometimes the quality is not perhaps as high as with conventional equipment. I don't think that needs to be an obstacle, because that's offset by the fact that anybody can use it almost immediately and spontaneously. Another issue is undoubtedly who's going to pay for one of these. They cost £99, I believe, £99 or £100. We're working in times of very, very financial straitened circumstances. Although budgets are more or less frozen, I think I'd argue that if we had one of these cameras in each school, if there's a demand for them, that money would help us not only to introduce higher quality teaching materials because of the use of the FlipCam, but might be a tipping point in getting lots of perhaps technologically nervous academics using this sort of technology. It could be an easy entry into that sort of approach. I think that's terrifically to our advantage. And in a highly competitive market, I think we need to take full advantage of all of those things. The point was well made by those who know about these things. There are dangers of infringing copyright, both with graphic material or with music. Just to demonstrate that we can be creative with the things we already know about, and sometimes with old technology, I'm going to include some music in this presentation. I'm pretty sure it isn't going to break the law.